Hello! Today we are going to practice and learn frequency words. Yeah, specifically frequency adverbs. You know, like never, sometimes, and always. To ask about frequency, we use this structure. How often do you? For example, how often do you brush your teeth? Well, I always brush my teeth at night and sometimes in the morning. Okay, so repeat. How often do you drink tea? Hey, wait a moment. You're not repeating. Yeah, I see you just sitting and watching. Okay, watching and listening is good, but if you actually talk to me and repeat with me, it will help you learn faster. Okay? Okay? Good job. Okay, so repeat. How often do you drink tea? Good. Well, I almost never drink tea. Okay, so let's look at a list of frequency adverbs. Let's say an example for each one. The first one is always. Can you think of a different way to say always? All the time. Perfect. So, what do you always do? For example, when I'm talking and I need to think, I always say, So repeat. I always say, Good. The next one is usually. This means almost always, about 90% of the time. For example, I usually put down the toilet seat when I'm finished, but not always. Oops. So, repeat. I usually put it down. Good. The next one is normally or generally. Is that word difficult for you to say? Let me hear you say generally. Good job. And my example is, I normally have cereal for breakfast. Repeat. I normally have cereal. I generally don't have coffee. Good job. Okay, let's move on to the next one. The next one is often or frequently. Now, notice the way I say often, but it's also correct to say it with the T sound. Often and often. Both pronunciations are very common and perfectly acceptable, so you can choose. Often is more than sometimes, but less than normally. For example, I often watch football. How often? Well, 2 or 3 times per week. What about you? Do you frequently watch football? If not, what do you frequently watch? Interesting. Okay, you probably know the next one. Sometimes. Sometimes is exactly 50% of the time. One day yes, one day no. For example, at a restaurant, I sometimes have dessert. Not often, but sometimes. So repeat. I sometimes have dessert. Good. Okay, the next one is occasionally. This is not very often at all. So repeat. I occasionally eat ice cream. My cousin occasionally calls me. Good. Now we are ready for hardly ever, rarely, seldom, or the term I like to use is almost never. For example, I hardly ever use the expression seldom. I prefer almost never or rarely. Let's see, what do I rarely do? I've got it. I rarely watch movies by myself. What about you? How often do you watch movies by yourself? With no friends, no family, nobody, only you. Hardly ever? Okay, tell me. Good job. And now a word that you probably know very well. Never. This means zero, not at all. For example, I never smoke. Not occasionally, not seldom, never, ever. What about you? What do you never do? Great. Now we're going to do a dialogue, a conversation, practicing these terms. So first, listen, and then I will do it again with you participating. Are you ready? Then let's go. Hey, do you like chocolate? Yeah, but I never eat it. Never, ever? Well, almost never, like once in a blue moon. Okay, but sometimes you do, right? I mean, I do occasionally. Only every once in a while. I suppose I eat it now and then. Oh, come on. You eat it more often than that. Well, come to think of it, I eat it pretty often. Only pretty often? Okay, I confess, I eat it all the time. That's what I thought. Here you go. What's this? Chocoholics Anonymous. We meet every night at 9 o'clock. I'll see you there. Oh. Thanks. Okay, now you read the dialogue with me. Your text is in the black. Are you ready? Then let's go. Hey, do you like chocolate? Never, ever? Okay, but sometimes you do, right? Only every once in a while? Oh, come on. You eat it more often than that. Only pretty often? That's what I thought. Here you go. Chocoholics Anonymous. We meet every night at 9 o'clock. I'll see you there. Okay, well now you are an expert using frequency adverbs. So, congratulations and see you next time. Hey, whoa, too close. Well, thank you for watching my video, and if you liked it, please consider liking and subscribing. Or is it subscribing and liking? I can never remember, but you are clever. You can figure it out. Okay, well, thank you very much, and I look forward to seeing you here at Chameleon English. Bye-bye.